Hey everybody, this is DayTraderRockStar, and this is the market radar and an update on our HPS strategy for the first part of the week with the holiday on Monday. So we're just covering Tuesday and Wednesday, and the market radar going out for Thursday and Friday. Now, markets sold off today after gapping up and had a nice start of the day. It almost looked like we were going to pull out a two-day rally, but nope. Market turned over. We started seeing some selling. And next thing you know, we started to increase that selling into the close, and we left a big candle to the downside. We still have this upward type of small little trend line that could be seen both on the daily and on the 60, but it is not a pretty sight overall. Take a look at that small little upward trend line here. Futures this evening, as we start off this evening, if I could just update you on that. You can see we opened up again at 6 o'clock, and we started selling off quickly from 1944 down to 34, 10-point move down. We bounced 2 points. So right now, currently, S&P here actually off 6.25 after all is said and done. And NASDAQ futures off 15, Dow futures off 35, but it does not look for too promising for tomorrow. That doesn't really matter too much because we've really tightened up some of our strategies and stuff, and they've been working out great. But with the radar and kind of looking at overall directions, we talk a lot about that 60-minute time frame. And as you can see here, it's been a good, just kind of a directional meter here. As we got overbought on the 60, we started rotating back down, and we got oversold. Then we started rotating back up, got overbought again. We started rotating back down. So this has been just a kind of a nice steady thing. It's not almost, you almost don't want to blame the market for selling off. You almost want to say, all right, this was we were a little overbought. Now we're getting oversold. Now we're overbought. Now we're pushing back down. And when we get oversold, maybe we'll see something. The 5-minute time frame, not much to look at. As you can see, we opened up with a nice gap up this morning. Since then, we've kind of just drifted there pretty much throughout the early morning hours. We held on to that 20-period moving average till a little after lunch, a little after 1 o'clock. Right when that Apple event pretty much started, we started to see some selling. And from that point on, we pretty much increased until right to the close. So 1942, where we ended up on the cash. Like I said, we're trading a little bit lower right now. So what does that leave us for tomorrow? And that's what we've been kind of very cautious because of this recent low back here. And we can see that clear on the futures chart. We'll go back there and take a look at that for a second. But overall, we're looking at a good possibility of retesting the recent lows. We'll call this that. We're not going to call it a crash, but it was a big down week where the market dropped about 2,000 points on the Dow. S&P, you can see a different number there. But let's take a look at the futures, and I'm just going to see if we can zoom out here a second. All right. It's not a very pretty sight, but we're looking at this back here on what was it, August 24th, that Monday, where we really flushed out, left this big candle. We popped. It was when the market was down 1,000 points. We really left this big marker here, and we talked about revisiting this level. But what would happen is we kind of grinded all the way up, but understanding it was a good probability that eventually we might get back down there. Now, we're not there yet, but it's still hanging out there, this level down there. Now I'm going to zoom back in here a bit, and just doesn't, like I said, not too concerned with the follow through to the downside because just the way we're trading the markets here on the shorter time frame, it's really good. And the second part of the video that we're going to discuss is some of those tactics and stuff. So let's just, again, take a look at today's action one more time, and then we'll go into more detail and take a look at some of the indicators that we are looking at. Let's see here. So we can see the 9:30. Let's see, where are we here? All right, so this is the overnight trade. You're not getting a good feel for the gap up here, but this is the overnight trade. We opened up here around 9:30, and we're still gapped up pretty good. But considering we gapped up when we chopped around here and then eventually started getting to the steep channel, I'm going to zoom in here a little. Now these blue lines here are new strategy setups that we've been trading, and I'm going to go into this on the second half of this video. But you can see pretty steep selling. The 20-50 period moving average here has held us up back pretty good, and this is where we are right now, the overnight markets, as we continue to drift lower. There's no doubt about it. You gotta look at the cautionary downside, radar for tomorrow. Just seeing the selling today, how things are shaping up here on the overall cash chart. Even though looks like an interesting pennant formation, we're holding the higher lows. This rising trend line definitely could be tested to the downside, and I think that's what's going to happen. Again, the daily stochastics flat line. It's not really giving us any too good of stock setups, but again, the futures are very active, and they're giving us some good ranges, and we're really, being able to handle those really good. You can also see that on the daily, we pushed up against the 20-period moving average and reversed off of that today. So that was also a key level, and usually we use that 20, 50, and 200-period moving average to help us out with the trends. And in this case, we're still trading below that 20, definitely below the 50, and below the 200-period moving average. But the 20 will be that first area resistance we're going to have to try to really get through, and we haven't done that. Also, that first bounce back since that big down day, we came back up to that level. We got very close at retesting that bounce area and then failed off of that. So, this 1991, 1989 level, 87 to 91, just that area. We'll call it 1990, give or take 3 points. An area to watch for now. That recent high brings us to 1993. Today's high was let me get that exact number out for us. 1988.63. So that's those are some big numbers we're going to pay attention to. We need to get through those levels. But again, we're seeing momentum here shift today, seeing some selling, seeing the futures down this evening. We're probably going to be looking for some downside to start the morning off tomorrow. The 60-minute, again, has been very key. And again, it looks like we're starting to turn back over here. We haven't gotten oversold yet. And, if we look at this as, a possible channel that's developing, you have a little area of resistance down here, and you can see our support down here, the resistance that we pushed up into. We banged up against it. We're still staying in it. So we break down through this trend line. We get back down to the recent lows, and we'll have to deal with that as we see things line up. Now it gets to the cool part of the video. In this video, again, it's broken down into 2 segments. I'm also going to give this a 2-arrow down radar for tomorrow. So we're going to be looking for some downside. Like I said, it doesn't really matter too much because our setups are exact, and we're going to just wait for those setups to play out and take whatever side it tells us to take. So the second part of the video will start. It's a members-only video, so if you're interested in more on the strategies that we've been trading in the markets, definitely come by Day Trading Radio, sign up, and check out all the membership education and stuff. All right, so see you in the markets. If you're not, this video will end, and the second part will pick up right now for the members.